Hello, it's Garson, and this is a Bowsinger. That's right. We don't have a lot of intelligence, and yet we are a full caster with terrible spell save DC. What's that about? So, I ran one of these in honor mode. I don't feel like it got enough of a spotlight, and I don't think people still realize how strong Bladesinger is and how versatile it really is, even with its restrictions. Kind of check out this damage. Alright, let's get into it. So, we have triple attack by level 6, and at that same level we also get access to many target arrows. Pretty crazy. We have insane movement, insane armor class. You would think this is a glass cannon, but no, not really. You'll probably never get hit. If you go far enough into Bladesinger, you can literally mitigate damage, you can counterspell. So with no spell casting, you can still use your spell slots in a variety of ways. Think of it as like a super Eldritch Knight. So Eldritch Knight is more of like an enhancement fighter. This is taking it to like the nth degree. It's pretty crazy, and it's even more crazy with ranged weapons. Also, your bow's purple. It has this cool glow effect. And now I have 29 armor class. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But let's see what Murphy can do. Get over here. Oh no, I'm going to take damage. All right, it's probably going to be like close to 15, 20 damage. I don't know. So at a level 2 spell slot, I'll take away 10 damage. Level 3 spell slot, 15 damage. All right, check this out. All right, I took no damage on a critical hit. Check that out. And I still can't get hit. Look at that. Boom. All right. And now, try and hit me. That's right. Try to hit me. All right, so I'm going to blast you with a slaying arrow. You're dead. And then I still get 2 more attacks thanks to haste, an extra attack. Oh, yeah. And then you know what? Let's throw out. We got all this arcane acuity. I've raised it up to 22 spell save DC. And my multi-class lets me have Hail of Thorns level 6. Whoa! Okay. Hail of Thorns is not that great. But pretty awesome, right? So let me bust out the notes. We'll just do a quick jabber about this. Thank you guys for watching. We'll do all that stuff at the end of the video. That's how I like to set it up. But thank you. Big shout out to you guys. All right, so a Bowsinger, but you could definitely pick up some tricks about just going all in on being a martial, a fighter, whatever you want to think of it, or just like full-on dexterity Bladesingers. But let's do some timestamps and get into why Bladesinger, what Haste Song is, and the power potential that Bowsinger specifically has at level 6. So let's look at Wizard real quick. I think a lot of people don't realize how good Wizard is. I hear all the time, oh, the Wizard, why not be a sorcerer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Wizard's like the best class in the game. Fight me on it in the comments. It's totally fine. But Warlock's always going to be my favorite. Wizard might be my second favorite class because full caster with all these spell slots, and even on a character that's not going to really throw out fireballs and whatnot, you can see how amazing that is thanks to the shield and counterspell reactions and whatnot. So we're still going to be able to use this resource really well. But wizards themselves have a full caster. They get up to level 6 spell slots. They have an amazing spell list, and you're learning 2 spells per level. And if that wasn't enough, you can learn that spell you forgot thanks to spell scrolls, right? And these are prepared spells. So if I needed Everard's Tentacles this fight, I'll use that, prepare it. If not, I can get rid of it and use Dimension Door this fight. It's very, very versatile, and it makes them very splashable, customizable in both pure and multi-classing, right? So that's enough about Wizard. Bladesinger specifically is going to get the extra attack feature. This is doubly important in honor mode, but yeah, having more attacks is always amazing, right? So having extra attack, where is it? Right here, by level 6, it is a level later than fighters and paladins, sure, but you really don't feel it, especially because by level 5 you have access to haste. And we'll keep it simple in this video, but haste is effectively a whole nother attack, especially in honor mode. It's a single extra attack, which does matter when you have the right ammo, right? We'll talk about Bladesong bonuses in just a moment, but what I'm getting here is thanks to Bladesinger, this subclass for Wizard, we have, no matter how you build it, you have access to triple attack by level 6. And so we're going to assume, like a lot of my runs, I don't have speed potions or they're banned. I just don't get a lot of them, or I'm not seeking them out. I just don't think speed potions are all that great. But sure, you could build this with speed potions in mind, but let's say you can't. This is very, very important in runs where you can't have infinite speed potions, or if you think your sorcerer is going to concentrate on haste for you, what if you don't have that guy dedicated to making you better? You just want to come in very independent and very powerful, especially by level 6. This is amazing. So one of the ways to achieve this using Bladesinger and why it's so strong is Haste and Bladesong, the feature for Bladesingers, is a very powerful combo. Haste gives you just flat out 2 more armor class, which is extremely stupid for the fact that it gives you a whole nother action for 10 turns as long as you can maintain concentration. And for that, we will talk about it because Bladesong does give us a bonus to concentration, but just a crash course here. Obviously, you need Constitution for HP, but you do get a bonus if you were hit. You would have to roll to maintain concentration, and if you've ever lost concentration on Haste, pretty much pisses you off, right? So what you want is a lot of bonuses. So raise your Constitution, and you get a bonus to the saving throw on the roll. But also you want advantage, so you want to maintain that concentration. You definitely don't want to roll a 1, a critical failure, or else you just lose it. So this is very important as well, right? So you want advantage to never roll critical failures. And of course, more bonuses, the better odds you're never going to lose haste, especially once you mix in Bladesong. So Bladesong, what it does is it adds this proficiency bonus right up here. This gets better as you level up your character, but you will get a certain amount of charges based on this proficiency bonus. You will have a bonus to your armor class as long as you have light armor or less, right? And no shields. And it actually helps you concentrate as if you started a fighter or a sorcerer. You get your proficiency bonus in saving throws so long as this is active. Also, Bladesong doesn't cost an action or a bonus action. You just throw it out there when you want to, right? So if anyone was confused, by the way, it's actually not your proficiency bonus. It's your proficiency bonus based on how many wizard levels your character has. So this is your little cheat sheet right here. I won't over explain it for you, but you would need a level 9 wizard, has to be this way, in order to get the max benefit of Bladesong. But honestly, by level 6, this is great. Okay, so restrictions. You do need to have light armor or less, so cloth gear or light armor. Thankfully, Minthara has this amazing gear to maintain concentration with advantage, right? There's no shields, okay, so no shields are allowed. Certain melee weapons, so they'll give you a list, but it's like daggers, scimitars, long swords, which does mean we can use Great Weapon Master, right? But we can't use clubs, so no Hill Giant Strength, and some other options, right? But it says nothing about bows, and we'll get into a Bowsinger specifically, but that also means just on a standard Bladesinger, you can come with a reliable ranged weapon, and you would probably focus in on dexterity on any Bladesinger, most of them at least, because you're getting initiative, you're getting armor class bonus since you can't go to medium or higher armor, you can't run shields, right? You want that armor class bonus. So there's a lot to do with dexterity, and if we get a finesse weapon, melee and ranged weapons are now going to use accuracy and damage bonuses from dexterity, okay? So there's no restriction on, you might as well run a good ranged weapon too, right? We don't, contrary to what many suggest, even I suggest these things, this is not bad advice, but I need to be strict about this. You don't need these, okay? You don't need to start as level 1 sorcerer or fighter, and you don't need to start or get 2 levels of Star Druid, because as long as you have the maintain or you have advantage, you probably won't roll a critical failure. But this is still really good advice once we are level 6 and we want to respec or add things into the character. But that being said, any Bladesinger has the capability to attack 3 times by level 6, like we said. So that's already very powerful. But what's more insane for a Bowsinger is they can use all 3 attacks, right, to throw out these very powerful slaying arrows and many target arrows. So by level 6, vendors will start selling this. And ironically, I said, oh, I don't have a lot of speed potions or they're banned or whatever. But the reality is, if we leave this on the table, what you can do is you can abuse vendors. Every time you level, let's say you get a hireling, bring them to level 2, vendors just restocked. Bring them to level 3, vendors just restocked. And you can keep doing this. So it's annoying and slow, but you could realistically achieve with a thief, right? You could just get endless humanoid slaying arrows, okay? So this is actually achievable. And so the damage potential here is that we could be doing double damage. As long as we had the right type of arrows, we could be doing double damage every single shot by level 6. Okay. Also, the many target arrows, after the initial hit, the first target, it'll do half damage, half whatever this base damage is, to every target, and you hit about 5 targets total, right? But it does not have sharpshooter damage, which is a whole nother thing that just makes ranged characters pretty broken too, right? So sharpshooter giving you plus 10 damage to 5 targets. You could kill a whole army with a many target arrows, 3 shots by level 6, or you could just burst down a boss so long as you have the right Slayer arrows with 3 shots per turn. That's very powerful. And of course, there are other arrows. So you do have access to ice arrows, making icy terrain. You do have electric arrows. You could do obviously double damage, but you know, those arrows clearly aren't as powerful as what we're talking about here, but they're there as well, right? And then there's also, if you did want to throw back in some spell casting, you could raise your spell save DC thanks to this helmet and all 3 attacks. You could raise spell save DC with this helmet, 3 attacks, 6 spell save DC, as if you did have like a bunch of intelligence. That's kind of crazy, right? So, like I said, back out of here. Like I said, you have a lot going for you by level 6. It's crazy. And then you just have whatever you want to do from there. You could stay Bladesinger. It's totally fine and already objectively very powerful, but there is the obligatory 2 levels of fighter. Then it doesn't matter what race you chose. You would have proficiency in any weapon. And also you have the powerful action surge for even 2 more attacks, 2 more slaying arrows. You also get a fighting style. I went ranger. I still got up to level 6 spell slots. That's crazy. But now I have the archery spell fighting style, so I have even better accuracy for that loss from sharpshooter, right? And then there's the proficiencies. Yeah, you could start your character or respec that your first level is a sorcerer, and you could also go subclass features like you take 2 levels of Star Druid, like we mentioned, and then you don't need advantage gear because you have the superior Star Dragon form, and you can go with a totally different bonus there. So Bowsingers overall are just very powerful. This is why I'm talking about it, why I'm making a video. Like I said, this isn't a build video. This is to demonstrate that you could build your Bowsinger any way you want, and if you didn't already know, you could of course build a Bladesinger to be a ranged Bowsinger, right? It's very powerful. It's arguably better than just going in with a sword or casting magic, because you have 3 attacks by level 6 and the crazy strong arrow ammo, and you could add something in it with multi-classing. It's not required, but of course it's very fun and probably makes the character even better, right? So choose a race if you're going to build one of these. I can tell you from my run, when I was building this, I almost goofed up. I realized I needed to start with an elf character or a race or whatever. I had to get access to bow proficiency. So watch out for that, because unlike fighter and paladin and rangers, you don't have proficiency in all weapons. So this is actually one of those builds or archetypes where you should pay attention to what race you started with. But since you're not really booming blade, you don't have to go high elf and try and grab that and whatnot, right? So you can do wood elf, get the extra movement speed, or drow, get the superior dark vision, so on and so forth. But that's going to do it. Again, these videos come from you guys having really awesome suggestions or questions when I'm streaming live and just playing the game. I have other cool videos, so I'll try and link them here in the left and the right. But overall, I literally played this. I don't have a lot of clips in my videos because what I try to do is I have full-on honor mode playlists. Just jump in, skip around, look at specific Act 2 or 3 fights if you want to. But this was in the building the machine gun, which I'll link in the description, right? So we were building the ultimate Eldritch Blaster, and this thing really didn't get enough spotlight because that was disgusting. So if you want to see that too, check it out, because I stream these runs live on YouTube and Twitch. I dual cast for the convenience for you guys, and I really hope to see you there. And just a big shout out to my members supporting the channel on YouTube for $1 a month. So I try to throw it back with some clips, some extra build demos, some write-ups or addendums for videos like this. But otherwise, I really appreciate you guys watching. Go play a Bowsinger, and I'll check you in the next one.